Hey everyone, welcome to Daily Revelations. We are on to Nehemiah 12 now, and I hope you enjoyed your first dive through that chapter and had takeaways. One of the things that really popped out at me was the choirs today, and that's what I'm going to talk about because I was looking at them. I thought, okay, they're describing where they're standing. Where is this? So I went back to the picture that I shared way back in one of the first chapters of Nehemiah, and talked about the different gates in the wall and how they rebuilt it, and realized that one of the great choirs was on the very one end where Jerusalem itself is like in a kind of oblong shaped. So on the one end of that oblong was the one choir, and the other end of that oblong shape was the other choir. They were actually 1,500 feet apart from one another. That's a huge distance. So as they were singing over the city, they were singing Thanksgiving, and it filled the city. And that really made me think of, what about the music that we do today? And does it, how does that impact us and fill us? And we've been walking our dog a couple times a day in the neighborhood, and never before have I had heard my neighbors playing music outside. But people are spending more times in their backyards. They're kind of taking their life outside of their homes. And so we're hearing all different genres of music coming from our neighbors' backyards as we're walking our dog. And just the thought of that. And then just yesterday, as I was working out and preparing brunch for my family, I turned on some just Easter worship. There was a whole selection of Easter worship on Amazon Music, so I turned that on, and just what that did, filling our house with that worship music. And I thought, that is exactly what happened in that city. Whether you had little things going on that were right, that were wrong, circumstances, the overwhelming presence of that Thanksgiving, that music of Thanksgiving, you couldn't avoid. It was filling the entire space. And it's just a really good takeaway of what am I filling my space with, so that my response, because our feelings, the tone, that how we respond to things is often related to what we put in our space, instead of what we try to make out of what we're dealing with. And one of the notes I wrote to myself was, there's always fill that space with things that cause rejoicing, or we can choose to fill the space in our lives with things that cause us to grumble. And it's our choice on how we fill that. And that day of dedication, that day of celebration in Jerusalem, when saying we're going to tear this wall down, they chose to rejoice. So just a big takeaway for us, no matter what this day brings, can we choose to rejoice? Can we choose that we're going to fill our lives with thanksgiving and songs of praise? So anyways, we're going to continue going through Nehemiah 12, and I hope you're following along in the planner. And so if you aren't, go down into the comments. There's a place where you can print it out for free. So, and this is the regular size planner. There's also a student planner that's a little smaller. It's only 30 pages. So anyways, hope you're doing well and surviving whatever you're going through today, and that you fill your life with thanksgiving and praise, because we have something that goes beyond our circumstances and everything that's happening in our homes and in our world, and it's a God that we can trust in. So be encouraged. Thanks for joining me today in Daily Revelations, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow.